Alright, so my Starfield review in about 4 minutes or less. We'll see how this goes. Starfield, the newest game from Bethesda and the newest Xbox exclusive thanks to Microsoft buying Bethesda, was extremely hyped. In fact, the last couple weeks, I've had to actually mute Starfield on Twitter because it got so annoying listening to the PlayStation fanboys and the Xbox fanboys try to fight like best game of all time, worst game of all time, and that's still going on. And were either of them right in those assumptions before the game started coming out and people started playing it? Nope, not at all. Don't get me wrong, Starfield is a good game. It's beautiful, it's well polished. It really is a pretty good game. But if you were going into this thinking you were going to get a No Man's Sky sandbox space exploration, you're going to be disappointed. If you went into this game thinking you were going to get compelling storytelling like Fallout or Skyrim, probably going to be a little disappointed. When it comes down to it, this game is essentially Skyrim in space, which is great if that's what you wanted, but it's not, to me, as engaging as Skyrim, if that makes any sense. To me, games like Fallout 3 and Skyrim had like a huge amount of charm that was just sort of ingrained into the game that made you want to play it, as well as a bunch of established lore from many games before then. Fallout 4, to me, when it came out, had a little bit of that charm, but wasn't as good as Fallout 3. And Starfield feels like it kind of went the same direction, lacking a little bit of that charm that made Skyrim and Fallout 3 such great games. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that this does not have any real established lore. This isn't a franchise that's been out for a while and they're expanding on. This is them trying hard to launch a new IP and a new franchise under their name. I applaud them for that because it's a good game and it looks really, really, really good. But some of the areas where the game should shine, like space exploration, is actually where the game falls kind of flat. While the way to pilot your ship and actually explore space is kind of unique in its own ways, it doesn't really do anything different enough to set it apart. Instead, the game focuses more on the RPG elements, but even then doesn't really do them as well as it should. Now, I've seen a lot of reviews come out and people saying, well, you've got to beat the game, then start a new game on New Game Plus, and that's when the game really gets good. And that might be the case, but that's not how I like to play my games personally. I don't like to rush the main quest as soon as I jump in just so I can beat the game and then play it again. Especially when playing any kind of RPG, I like to do a lot of exploring and role-playing and just kind of have fun with that exploration a little bit. It seems this game doesn't really incentivize that. To me, I'm sorry, just Starfield hasn't done anything for me to justify me considering it even in the top 10 of one of the greatest games of all time, which is what a lot of people expected this game to be. But there is one thing that I guess Starfield can congratulate themselves on doing very, very, very well. That is building up my hype for The Outer Worlds 2 and making me want to replay The Outer Worlds 1 and the DLC again. So I mean, if that's what you were going for, good job.